So what's a micron pen anyway? And where did it come from? Not sure? Stick around and I'll tell you all about it. Hi, Maria here from myartpixie.com, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you my favorite pen, the Micron Pen. This is my favorite. Did I say this was my favorite? This. It's my favorite. Did you know that the Micron Pen has a family lineage? Well, it does. Let me tell you about it. The fine art medium of pen and ink is a drawing technique that traditionally uses black ink and other colors of ink. Mostly used for drawing sketches, ink and wash paintings, and illustrations. The earliest surviving image is an unknown Greek artist using pen and dye on papyrus. However, the Chinese developed this medium even further in Chinese art and calligraphy on scrolls, using a dipping brush into the ink. Later in Asian art, you can also find the bamboo dip pen, also known as the reed pen, cut from bamboo, used for calligraphy, drawing, and sketching. You didn't know you were going to get a history lesson today, did you? So during the Renaissance era, over in Europe, ink was applied with a quill pen. So pretty. It became very popular. Dipping pens such as the quill pen, bamboo, the brush, and ink were widely used throughout art history. And then, hello, reservoir pens. These pens were made to carry their own ink. So there was no need to constantly dip the pen into the ink anymore. Fountain pens, which we use every day, and technical pens were introduced. Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you is my Cornor Rapidograph pens that I used when I was studying art and graphic design. So I have had these since college, and I honestly, I don't use them as much as I would like to admit. I remember in college it was quite a bit just to buy this set, but necessary for my classes. It does come with a black Indian ink refill because you do have to refill the cartridges, and the colors on here are not that they have different color ink. It's actually the sizes. So if you look at nib at the top, and actually it's not a nib because there is a reservoir inside that holds the ink, and then the ink comes out of this reservoir pen, out of the tip here, and the tip is going to depend on how thick that line is. So then when you go to the end here, you can see it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little, like the end of a needle. So let me just show you these two. You can see the difference between the pens here. The orange, you can see that the reservoir is much bigger than the tan. It's super small, almost like a needle. If you would like to see this up close and personal, I would love to do a video about it. If you're interested, let me know below and I will put that together. So I would say that I learned how to do a lot of pen and ink using this set. So next I'm going to talk about the Sakura Micron Pigma pens, and I've already taken them out of the package, but you can see that it ranges from 08, 05, 03, 02, 01, and a 005. Now, when we're talking about these markers, they go from a super fine line all the way to the larger line. So I'll show you here. As you can see, the 005 is a very tiny line, and the 08 is a thicker line, which gives you great markings on your paper. So I just want to add that the Rapidograph, you have to refill with the ink cartridge. The Microns are more of your fine line, preloaded pen. The downside to these is that you do have to buy new pens every time you run out of ink. With the Rapidograph, like, you can refill it, you can continue to refill it with the ink so that you don't have to buy the pens over and over again. So let me share with you some examples from me using my Micron pens. Okay, so I'm just going to show you a few examples of some work that I've done with my Micron pens. Most of this sketchbook has been done with Micron pens. Sometimes I can get a really sketchy pen mark, and other times if I take, and this is another one with the Micron pens, just getting those fine details and things. But sometimes you can get a really sketchy look, and other times you can get a really nice fine line. Just depending on what you're looking for, you can do that with the Micron pens. So just some different works there. Let's see if I can find so here's a colored pencil piece that I actually did, but I went in with my Micron pens kind of back and forth. So I did Micron pens and then colored pencils. So what I like about Micron pens is that you can mix it with other mediums as well. Here's one that I was able to get just a really nice fine line. It's not so much like the sketch look. And just a few other examples. This here, if you're wondering, is my white gel pen. It's this one here. It's the Uniball Signo. So I use it a lot, so you'll probably see it. But that's a great thing about Micron pens, is that you can mix it with other things. So yeah, so that's that brown paper sketchbook that I use a lot. I also cut some brown paper, and I did a few with my Micron as well. I'll zoom in here so that you can see them. But this one I did a lot of Zentangle style with my Micron pens. Here I did one with the Micron pen and included the Signo Uniball. Here's a big reason why I like the Micron pens, because I can get these really fine lines and details and all of these little curls in her hair with all of the different size of pens. And then this sketchbook here, I just want to show you, I've done a lot of like Zentangle kinds of drawings just for fun. And the Micron pens are great for that if you're going to get into. So here's just some practice that I was doing in my sketchbook. But just to show you that you can use your Micron pens when you're working with Zentangle work as well. So this is a great example of the different types of widths of the pen. So I've got the 005 here all the way to probably the 05. I don't think I used the 08 on here, but it does show you because it creates some depth. It does great for lettering if you want to do lettering as well. And then another example, what comes from my pen and ink, from my Canson pen and ink sketchbook, and I've used these, I've used the 08 all the way to the 005, just to show you that you can get a different range with your pen and ink, and you can really get those fine details as well within your pieces that you're working on. So one last thing that I want to show you, I have gotten, this is a book that I house some of my finished pieces in so that I can keep them nice and safe, and I did get it from Blick. It's very similar to the iToya folders, which is what I liked, but I have some of my pen and ink work in here that I store, and that has these different sleeves so I can put my finished pieces in. So this is one I did in 2014. It was a long time ago. And this is also contour line. And here's a couple others that I have done as well. This was all in 2014. And then here's some children's books that I worked on, that I did that as well. And then I really wanted to show you these pieces. So I absolutely love doing this style of hair, and I believe that the Micron really helps with that. Let me zoom in. So if you look here, you can see all the detail in her hair. I could probably push it even further, but you can see the different little hairs and everything, and I absolutely love that I can get that detailed. And then same thing down here. And this was just a personal study that I was doing on the different kinds of hair that I could draw, and so I loved how I could get, you know, little markings in here to make this darker, and then just kind of making this look, you know, super curly at the end here. But anyway, so another reason why I really enjoy Micron pens. The last two that I want to show you are some of my mixed media pieces. So here is an ink and wash. So that is when you're using the Micron pen to lay down all of your fine detail, and then you go in and you add your watercolor. So that is what I have done with this piece. I did this one with my Micron pens, but then I added Copic markers. If you're not familiar with Copic markers, I'll show you one. So here are a few of the Copic markers. Turn that around so that you can see it. So I used Copic markers along with my pen and ink to get this, just to explain to you the versatility that you have with the Micron pens, or really any technical pens that you have out there. So it's just a great thing to use as with mixed media as well. So just to be fair, there are other technical pens that you can definitely use. I have just gravitated towards the Micron pen, and I really enjoy using it. I like how there's different sizes to choose from as well. Let me know in the comments below if you have a technical pen that you love, or if you're a Micron pen fan like me. If you don't know already, I am participating for my 4th year of Inktober. So Inktober 2021 is right around the corner, and if you haven't seen my prep video, you can go watch it now, and make sure that you subscribe so that you can watch my entire Inktober 2021 process. I'm so excited that I get to share it with you guys, and you can follow along all the way through October. Until next time, bye!